A few days ago, a photographer got in touch with me and he said he wanted to be a part of my crew. So I asked for his Instagram handle, I had a look at it, and I thought his stuff was pretty nice. And I didn't think there was anything I could teach him photography wise. So I asked him why he wanted to be a part of my crew, and he said it's because different photographers have different patterns of doing things, and so he wanted to learn what my own pattern was. So I was upfront with him that I'd teach him whatever it is that I can, but the best I'd be able to teach him would be in the customer service side of things and not in the art of photography per se. One of my one of the one of the reasons why that's my personal philosophy when it comes to these things is that when it comes to being a creative, as people call it, what we do is highly commoditized. There are lots of people that are good photographers, good painters, good dancers, good novelists, good writers, good whatever it is that you can create. So the distinguishing factor at the end of the day is how good you're able to sell yourself, how well you're able to attract new clients, and for those clients that you do attract, how you're able to retain them and keep them on in the loop. And so that has been my focus the last 2 or 3 years. So in the relationship that I'm going to have with this chap, I'm going to keep you guys posted on every and anything I do get to share with him when it comes to these sorts of things. So the first lesson that I had for him was to not lead with his age, because in the first communication that he had with me, he started off by saying, the usual, I'm a 19-year-old, blah blah blah, just finished school and things like that. So that was my first lesson to him, that you let your work do the talking and not your age. So don't lead with your age. So if your age or your sex or religion or things like that are going to be a problem, the client is going to let you know, but you don't start off leading with it. I've been in one situation actually where my being a guy was what led to me not getting the job, because they were looking specifically for a female photographer. But by and large, I do not advise people to lead with whatever they think their deficiency is, because I run into some female photographers who start off the conversation by saying, oh, but I'm a woman, and so because of that I'm discriminated against, and this and this, and people think I'm not competent and or whatnot. So I think that if you have anything that you think it's a personal deficiency, whether it's your age or your sex or whatever it is, in my own opinion, don't lead with that. Let your lead with other things. Let your work, let your craft, let your art do the talking. The reason why I give that advice is not because age and sex are not important, but it's because you really can't do anything about your age and you really can't do anything about your sex. So I lost that gig because I was a guy. There's nothing I can do about it. And if someone thinks you're too young for the job, you're too young for the job, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're best just moving on and then leading with your work and then seeing how many doors that opens for you. The same thing for female photographers, because I know there are lots of young women who think that it's a disadvantage in the field. I can't give an educated opinion on whether it is or it's not, but I would just say lead with your work. Okay, so that's it. Like I said, any other lessons I get to share with this young man, I'll let you guys know. And as we make progress together in his art and in his business, I'll start sharing some of his stuff on my Instagram. So for those of you that follow my Instagram, you get to see his stuff. But he's a really enterprising chap. He goes by the name Mr. Lens on Instagram. I think it's Mr. Lens as one word. So that's my video for today.